Good morning to all of you. Myself, Professor T.M. Divakar, working as Assistant Professor in NDC Department in Sharad Institute of Technology, College of Engineering, Hitsaganji. So today I am going to cover a PN junction diode. In that I am going to cover the balancing method of the diode, the construction, the formation of the PN junction, the characteristics, that is VI characteristics of the diode. What is PN junction diode? A PN junction is formed at the boundary between p-type and n-type semiconductors, which is created in a single crystal of semiconductor by the doping process. What is meant by the doping? Doping is nothing but adding impurities to the semiconductor devices. So PN junction is formed by sandwiching p-type and n-type semiconductor, and hence the name has given a PN junction. When p-type and n-type comes together or gets together, a junction is formed, and hence the name has given PN junction. So as in a figure, see here, this is the p-type silicon, this is the n-type silicon, both are joined here. So this is the PN junction. This PN junction diode has a two terminals. Diode is nothing but two electrodes. So it has two electrodes. One is the anode electrode, second one is the cathode electrode. This is the symbol of the diode. The conventional current or the direction of the conventional current is always from positive to negative, means anode to the cathode. So diode is a device which can flow the current in only one directions, and that is positive to negative, means anode to positive. Next one is the formation of depletion region. Depletion region is nothing, is also called as a space charge region. Depletion region means, see here in the diagram, when p-type and n-type join, no, so this is the depletion region will get formed here. So let us see how it form. So after joining p-type and n-type material, electrons near the junction tends to diffuse into the p-type and leaves positively charged ions in the n region. See here. So what happened after joining p-type and n-type material? So electrons which is available in n-type tends to diffuse in p-types and they leave the positive charged ions in the n region. Same vice versa, holes leave fixed ions with negative charged near the junction. So the region nearby the PN junction gets charged with positive and negative ions, and hence it forming the space charge region, or it is also called as a depletion region. Thus in a PN junction, without an external applied voltage and under the thermal equilibrium condition, the potential difference is formed across the junction, and this potential difference is also called as a barrier potential or junction potential. So this is the diagram of formation of the depletion layer. So see here, this is the p-type, this is the n-type, both are joined here. So this is the junction, this is the PN junction. The green dashed signal is electrons, it is diffusing into the p-type, and they are leaving positive ions at the near here. These are the positive immobile ions. These are the holes. They are also diffusing into the electrons n type, and they are leaving negative immobile ions at the near. And see, this is the boundary at the junction that it gets charged with positive and negative ion, and thus the depletion layer region is formed. So what are the biasing of the diode? So biasing is the method, or it is the process of applying the external voltage to the device, is called as a biasing method. So this is the biasing of the diode. So here, with no external voltage applied to the diode, the depletion region available at the junctions, just now we see, and it prevents this depletion region. What happened? This depletion region, it prevents the current to flow through it. So thus we required the externally biased to make the flow of current. So that's why there are two types of biasing method. One is a forward bias, second one is a reverse bias. Let us see one by one. The forward biasing of diode. So what is forward biasing? Here, the positive terminal of the battery is connected to the positive terminal of the diode, and the negative terminal of the diode is connected to the negative terminal of the battery, is called as a forward biasing method. Once again, the positive terminal of the battery is connected to the p-type material, and negative terminal of the battery is connected to the n-type material, is called as a forward biasing method. So positive potential, it repels holes towards the junction where they neutralize some of the negative ions. Vice versa, by negative potential, in case of forward bias condition, conduction is by majority current carriers. See, this is the forward bias method. See here, as I told you, the forward bias is positive of the, this is the battery, positive of the battery is connected to the p type, negative of the battery is connected to the n type. So what happened? These holes present in a p type, it repels, and these electrons in n region, they also repels from the battery. So electrons in n type, they move towards the junction, and holes also move towards the junction, and they neutralize the positive and negative immobile ions. So this depletion region gets narrow, it breaks out, and hence the flow of current will start, and this is called as a forward biasing method. Next one is a reverse biasing method. So in case of reverse biasing, the negative terminal connected to the p-type material and positive to the n-type material is called as a reverse bias conditions. And because of this connection, see here, the negative potential attracts the hole away from the junction. See here, this one on the p side, while positive potential attracts the electrons away from the junction on the n side, and this action increases the barrier width, that is it increases the depletion region width, and this prevents the current to flow across the junction by the majority carriers. However, the current will not exactly zero, but the minority carriers crossing the junctions. So let us come to the diagram. Here I will tell you. So this is the reverse bias condition. So see here, the negative of the battery, this one, the negative of the battery is connected to the positive of the terminal. So attraction will takes place. The positive of the battery is connected to the negative of the n type. So here also attraction takes place. The holes available in p type, they attract towards the battery. The electrons available in n type, they also attract towards the battery. So this depletion region gets widest and the conduction of the current will not take place because it increases the width of the depletion region. But this happens in theory, but practically there is a small amount of current flowing in the device because of the minority carriers, and hence it is given that no electrons flow. So in a reverse bias condition, see here, there are minority current carriers in both regions, means holes in n material and electrons in a p material. So we should know that, see here, in a p type there are a majority of holes and minority of electrons, and in n type there are majority of electrons and minority of holes. So with reverse bias, the electrons in the p type material are repelled towards the junction by negative terminal. As the electron moves across the junction, it neutralizes the positive ions in the p material. Vice versa, the holes in the n type material. So this movement of minority carriers is also called as a reverse saturation current. It increases with temperature. If you increase the temperature, the reverse saturation current will also increase. So this reverse saturation current is measured in nanoampere for silicon diode, and it is measured in microampere for germanium diode. Let us see the VI characteristics. VI characteristics means it is a graph of voltage, or it is a relation between the voltage and current of the diode. See, look at this figure. So this is the forward bias, this is the reverse bias. Forward bias characteristics, it is a forward voltage versus forward current. Reverse bias characteristics is nothing but it is a graph of forward voltage, reverse voltage versus the reverse current. So let us see. So this is the VI characteristics of the diode which is in a forward bias conditions. So this is the at point this A, at point A, this point A corresponds to zero bias condition. There is no biasing conditions at point this. But at point B corresponds to where the forward voltage is less than the barrier potential of 0.7 voltage. So 0.7, it is a barrier potential voltage, or it is a breakdown voltage in silicon diode. This characteristics is corresponding to the silicon diode. So in a silicon diode, the barrier potential is the 0.7 voltage. So the current increases slowly up to 0.7 volt. At point C, at point C, this is the point C. At point C corresponds to forward voltage approximately equals to the barrier potential. So at point C, the barrier means the forward voltage is exactly equal to the barrier potential and external bias voltage, and forward current have continued to increase. So this is the graph of forward voltage. This is the VF. VF is a forward voltage. It is a forward voltage versus the forward current. The forward current is measured in milliampere. So this is also called as a knee voltage, 0.7 voltage. So it is very important that 0.7 is the knee voltage, or it is the breakdown voltage. Breakdown voltage means what? After 0.7 voltage, the current starts rapidly, it increases suddenly. So though there is no any linear relationship between the voltage and current after the knee voltage. So after 0.7 it is called as a knee voltage, or it is called as a breakdown voltage. So there are some DC or static resistances. So this is the diode resistance. DC means direct current. So there is no change in voltage and current. So RD is nothing but VD upon ID. As you know that there is a relation between resistance, voltage and current. R is equals to V upon D. So what is the static resistance in forward bias? That is the RF. RF is a forward resistance, is equals to VF upon IF. VF is a forward voltage upon forward current. And in the reverse bias condition, it is mentioned as RR upon VR upon IR. IR is the reverse resistance, is equals to the reverse voltage upon the reverse current. Same like as AC, or it is called as a dynamic resistance. Dynamic resistance or AC resistance means it is the changing values. The values will get changed. So the dynamic resistor diode is designated as, or it is given by, this is the small RD is the delta. Why the delta is given here? The difference between the two voltages. That is means the change in voltage upon the change in a current. The values between the 2 points, that is called as a AC or dynamic voltage. So this is the VI characteristics of the reverse bias conditions. See here, reverse bias means it is the graph of reverse voltage. This is the reverse, VR is the reverse voltage upon the reverse current. So in this case, the breakdown voltage for the typical silicon PN junction can vary, but minimum value of 50 volt is not unusual. So here also it is after certain value of voltage, reverse voltage, there will also breakdown happens. That is called as a reverse breakdown. This is a VBR. BR means breakdown voltage, reverse breakdown voltage. So this is the silicon versus germanium. It's the characteristics of the PN junction diode, which is available in silicon. You can also available in germanium. So in silicon, the knee voltage is 0.7, and the same, and it is available 3.3 voltage in germanium. So see here, in forward bias, this region is a forward bias region. So at 0.3 voltage, the knee voltage is available, and it is given that this is the germanium. So this graph is germanium, and at 0.7, so this is the silicon. Okay, so reverse current is measured in a nanoampere or microampere, as I told you now. So next point is what is the transient capacitance? So transient means it is denoted by CT, and it is defined as increase in a charged caused by increase in voltage is called as a transient capacitance. Next one is the diffusion capacitance, and it is given by CD. That is the rate of change of injected charge, that is a dq, with applied voltage dV, is called as a diffusion capacitance. And there are some diode ratings parameters are there. So what is the maximum average forward current? Means this is the maximum amount of average current that can be permitted to flow in the forward bias conditions without damaging the diode. So this is called the maximum average of forward current. So if this rating is exceeded, the structure breakdown can occur. Okay. Next point is peak reverse voltage. So it is one of the most important rating and indicates that the maximum reverse bias voltage that can be applied to diode without causing the junction breakdown. And it is also a very important parameter when diode is used as a rectifier. Rectifier is nothing but converting from AC to the DC. The next rating is a maximum power rating. So this is also a maximum power that can be dissipated at the junction without damaging. So these are the some important ratings related to diode. Thank you.